Hello, my name is Colin Hill from Ullswater Swim Place, and the reason I'm doing this video today is just to talk about swim snorkels. Now, I use swim snorkels quite a lot when I'm coaching swimmers in the endless pool. It does a few things. So wearing a snorkel, obviously, it means you don't have to turn your head to breathe, so you can focus on different aspects of the stroke. And for me, using a swim snorkel, it helps swimmers become more symmetrical. If you're breathing predominantly to one side, it allows you to focus on getting that rotation to your non-breathing side as well. So you have an even body rotation. Also the catch and pull. It makes sure that you don't just have an uneven catch and pull, you have the same catch and pull on your breathing side as well as your non-breathing side. So I find this snorkel a really useful tool. And what happens is they get a lot from it, a big benefit from that, using it in here. And then they want to go away and use it in their local pool and just try out what they've practiced. And when they go to the local pool, they get told, no, you can't use your swim snorkel in lane swimming. Now I just want to say here, I totally understand pools not allowing snorkels, masks, fins in your general swim when there's no lanes in amongst children or children using them. I think that's totally understandable. There's a lot of sort of obvious risk assessments with that. But when you have lane swimming, especially if it's in fast, medium, slow swimming, there is no reason why you shouldn't be allowed to use a snorkel. You're not floating, you're moving, you're still looking. It's not like your eyes are closed using a snorkel. So I think it's really important that that sort of thing is allowed. Now I wonder why that is. So I wrote to the Royal Lifesaving Society and I asked them if this is a policy, because I've done my lifeguard courses several times, and I don't recall coming across this as not being allowed when you're training. And so I got a nice reply today. So thank you for the RLSS for replying to me quite promptly. And they said that they looked through their guidance, and there is the HSG 179 document, and there isn't really anything regarding use of snorkels. However, in the candidate manual, it is mentioned that lifeguards should intervene and stop the use of fins, snorkel and masks during a general unprogrammed sessions. Now this is referring to family swims or fun sessions rather than lane swimming. So I think that could be where the misunderstanding is happening. So people, the pools or lifeguards, they know that you maybe shouldn't use snorkels in the pool at a certain point, but it's not referring to lane swimming. So with that logic, you could argue that the use of structured sessions, it would be fine, such as lane swimming. Now, obviously, it is down to the pool's own risk assessments and policies, whether they want to use swim snorkels. So you can't demand to use them. This isn't the law. If the pool says you can't use a snorkel, you can't use a snorkel. You can't get upset about it. But I do think there's just something where it's almost just been passed down from manager to manager, lifeguard to lifeguard, that you can't use a swim snorkel or sometimes fins or sometimes paddles in lane swimming when the RLSS doesn't regulate against that. So I think that is a really interesting thing to be aware of, and whether it's worth having a conversation with the manager at some point, not on the pool side in the heat of the moment with a lifeguard when they're under pressure to look after the pool. That's not the right place. But I think there is a case for going to the pool and saying, look, we'd like to use snorkel in swim training in the lane session. The RLSS just says it's got nothing against this. There's nothing in the regulations. Why do we have a conversation about this and have a think about it? Maybe it's just time to update the policies, because swim snorkels, obviously they're great. You still use your own goggles. You don't use a big mask or anything like that, and it's a very useful tool. And I just think that a lot of pools are stopping people from wearing things. I mean, my local pool, Penrith, they're good. They allow me to wear paddles and fins, but I know some people who can't even use paddles in a pool. And again, I think if it's a lane swimming, it should be fine. Now there are times if if the lane is really busy, if I go in sort of a busy period, there's 6 of us doing a Congo up and down the pool pretty much, I'm not going to stick my fins and paddles on and try and blast past people. You know, it's not the right thing to do. You've got to use your own common sense and be aware of other people in the pool. But if you're in a 50-meter pool or a 25-meter pool where there's not so many people in, or you know each other, you used to swim with each other, I can see nothing wrong with wearing tools. I think it's a good benefit and improves people's overall swimming ability, and can only be a good thing. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much. If you liked this, please do like and subscribe. I've got loads of other videos on here about swim coaching, open water swimming especially, winter swimming, long distance swimming. Thank you very much.